Apelage. Come on, I'm having my way of that land. No, it's in earpiece. No one that no one help you.
Oh no, wait.
Earpiece. I need earpiece.
Still, I know soon as somebody will see them.
Anthony!
What's the parent uncle?
Earpiece. I need earpiece. Earpiece. I need earpiece. I need earpiece.
Touch the
now, what do I want? Another trend to do on this.
Yes, small one inside. One inside. I will do for the last one. No, you're just calling your call. It's a quick. Get what you you said they bring their if they grab it, The other one is necklace. Because in Africa, you still write necklace over there. Temporal icon. Since online like this.
So one day.
Not the media, you need to see my head.
Oh no,
You see my hop like this. If you up like they like that late switch. Maybe we turn this one. Wá gbélé padà lọ, bó o chat gba ṣáà títà ṣàwá, káwa fi gbà. Ń dúró jẹ́ wọ́n fún ẹ lọ́bẹ̀ bí kọ́bẹ̀ lè tì wá láàárọ̀.
You say you're rent table for me.
Really? Wá gbà.
Praise.
Good evening, everybody. We'll be starting soon, please.
jáde lónìí. Ìwọ náà ní earpiece tó bá rí tèmi mú tiẹ̀ wá.
Take you just out and left.
On the ball. I've got to so stop that. You eating.
Hello? Come now. Take off.
Isn't it going to be owned by you?
She have one just
Good evening, everybody.
Can we all mute ourselves? Good evening. Many of us are speakers at home. Can we mute ourselves?
I'll do that right away, sir, from the admin control room here. Good evening, everybody. Let me look at the list. I need about 2 or 3 people to be added as a moderator so that they can assist me in this meeting. Though the total number of population I'm having here is too low compared to the expected population. And the topic we're discussing tonight is a very important topic which affects virtually everyone. Mr. Tanko, you are highly recognized and welcome. I'm making you one of the co-hosts, sir. So let me look for 2 more people to be added. Mrs. Sadunla, our mommy, you are highly recognized as well. I'll make you one of the co-hosts. 1 more person. Alaja Omoshua Kadijat, will your baby allow you to work with us tonight? 1 more person. Okay, I think we can go with the 2, making 3 with plus myself. So, good evening, everybody, once again. I hope every other person will be able to join us for tonight's meeting. I appreciate everyone for making it down here, though it is not convenient from every side, because today being a busy day for virtually everybody, work, church, and other things. So please, other moderators, please, you will be assisting me in reading messages. I will not be able to attend to messages. Then I think the live YouTube channel as well is running for this meeting. I'll be trying my possible best to see if I can be able to check some messages, but I might not be able to go through all the messages. I don't know if people can be able to assist from the list of admin in some of the messages that might need the prompt attention. So, right away before we start, we'll need somebody to give us just a brief opening prayer, either a Christian or a Muslim, please. Well, I don't want this meeting to go beyond 1 hour so that everybody can be able to relax, return back to their bed or any other activities. Please, somebody to pray for us. Kindly signify by raising your hand so that I can unmute you from my end. Mr. Tanko, without wasting of much of our time, please kindly pray for us, sir. You can unmute yourself.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Precious Father, we thank you for this moment. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the privilege. Thank you for permitting us to meet at this crucial time. We ask for your wisdom, ask for your understanding, ask for your guidance that you lead us through this meeting. We ask that, Lord, you direct and guide the leader to lead us all through by your leadership. For in Jesus' precious name we pray. Amen.
Thank you so much, sir. Once again, I welcome everybody to this meeting. The total population we're having currently is 77, which is far lesser than 5% of the expected population. The major topic for tonight, without wasting time, is about transcripts, which has been something that's right from time. I call this meeting because of a series of experiences from different individuals, including myself. Last year, I applied for international admission with scholarship. I applied for transcripts about good 5 consecutive times, paying a sum of 30,000 each for transcripts. And at the end of the day, the transcript will not be delivered within the required time for the admission to be processed. So, which means I missed all the 5 admissions that I ought to have gone for last year. And also, 30,000 naira in 5 places, that's a whooping sum of 150,000 naira. It was the 6th time that I could not bear it again. I have to try to connect one way or the other at all costs to ensure something can be done. So eventually I was able to get the transcripts gotten at the deadline. Let's say the deadline they gave to me, remaining 24 hours to the end, when I was able to get the transcripts for the 6th school. But unfortunately, the admission officer has already even submitted, because the message I received preceding the deadline was that 5 days to the deadline, the admission officer needs to print all my documents and send it to the administrative office preceding the meeting. What is it called? The deliberating meeting that will be deciding on the admission on the said date. But my transcripts was sent on that deadline, which the printout and all that thing has been sent prior that time. So I missed that offer too, making the 6th admission last year. 30,000 naira in 6 places. That's a sum of 180,000 naira. So that's about that. So all these experiences are not something good. I've experienced it, I've passed through it, which I didn't like. So it could be remembered early this year in January, I may mention that there are some things we need to do, because I've been able to make a lot of consultation within the institution at the headquarters. So seeing different personnel and offices to discuss the topic transcripts. So that has been it. And likewise, a lot of people have been complaining to me. In fact, I have a number of complaints. It's overwhelming. That's one of the major reasons why I said at least we need to address this thing, come together to address this thing unanimously. So I will try to be discreet in some of the things I'll be discussing tonight. I won't be able to open up everything in full, because one, we are openly discussing. We don't know who is who. We don't know who is listening. We don't know who joined, who did not join. So I'll try to be as discreet as possible. So as at early this year, after a series of a consultation, I sent some of our members to the headquarters to make some inquiry. So though the people I had in contact with, I don't want to discuss the topic on phone because it's something that's somehow complicated and not all topics can be discussed via the phone. And I couldn't even wait for the time of convocation this year. I will have traveled down to Abuja to meet them one-on-one. So for that. So when the representatives were sent to Abuja, they discussed on behalf of the entire now BNC regarding this issue of a transcript, and were able to negate and have a way on discussion and on some certain grants for assistance. So, and to a reasonable extent, we've been able to achieve some things, assist some people, whereas some are still pending as well, without being resolved within the estimated period of time. So, regarding this as well, we have a lot of things to discuss. So now, I said earlier in January when I told us in the group via announcement that we got alternative. That alternative, I said, is something that is temporary. It's not the original way or the original solution we needed. It's just a temporary way, which is fast tracking. So it's something that cannot be discussing openly on air. That's part of one of the things I said I will try to be discreet about. So it's never the permanent solution. It's just like, okay, what we have at hand for now. So now, going to the topic in proper, the transcripts application in school, every one of us need it. A number of people have been applying for transcript. Everybody wants to jack either for school, study here and there, Alberta, Scotia, UK, US, Canada, Australia, etc. So, which everybody has been requiring for transcripts. Even some people, we have a number of people in Saudi Arabia as well requiring transcript. So, with this, the official application, it is set to take 6 weeks minimum of 6 weeks. That's if everything works normally. It's supposed to take minimum of 6 weeks. So the additional duration will be based on so many other factors, which are the busy schedule of the offices that is handling transcript, which is the academic registrar office. 2, availability of other personnel to do some certain tasks and some certain, to place on certain roles concerning the transcripts. Transcripts is not something that is that is readily available. Maybe a lot of people think, okay, it's something they should just send. Even some people, when they contact me, they will just tell me, help me send it. I'm not the one to send transcripts. Just the way like everybody is. The only advantage or little advantage I have is the little connection I have and the ability to be able to maneuver or have way at some difficult or tough time sometimes. So that's the only difference. I'm not the one to send transcripts because a lot of people just say, send it to this, send it to that. No, it's not done that way. So those are the factors that affect or that determines transcripts being sent and the time duration. So that's one. Then for the people that are like, okay, trying to alternative way to reduce the waiting period. Sometimes I do tell everybody like, okay, from the day of your application or whatever, you just have the estimate of 6 weeks. Estimate of 4 weeks. Reason being the fact that, okay, when you are saying you want to short the time, for example, on a normal application you applied, your application might fall on number, maybe number 5,200, 5,300, for example. So when you say you want to reduce the time duration or whatever, and you are on the board for the reduction, what will be done is that your number will have to be brought from wherever 5,200 or 300 it is forward. As your number is being brought forward, you are meeting a lot of people, another set of people on queue as well. Just like during the time of a fuel scarcity, when some filling stations are selling fuel, you see a lot of queues at the by the main road on waiting for their entrance to the filling station, and some people will be able to maneuver their way after paying maybe gate fee of certain amount. Some people, depending on whatever the filling station or how they operate. Some people set their gate fee for your motor to enter. If you want your motor to enter, you must pay so certain amount. That your motor has entered the filling station doesn't mean you already gotten the fuel. You still be on queue because a lot of other people are also on the queue in the filling station. But the only grace is that you have been allowed passage from the outside to the filling station. That's the difference. And then that time duration you will have spent will have been reduced somehow. Then secondly, is when you have applied for transcript previously, it makes your transcript application next time to be faster. And being faster in the sense that when you get your turn, instead of you to be taken through around the starting process of maybe consultation, like firstly, your result will have to be collated from a particular office, will be verified in another office. In all these offices, there are personnel that are assigned to do all this work. When a particular personnel is not on seat to do the work, maybe the person has some other busy schedule in the school, or maybe the person is on leave, the person is on break, whatever. That work at that particular point in time will have to wait until when somebody is available to do what? To process that at that particular unit before being forwarded to another unit. And when it gets to another unit, if there is delay, there might be delay either in terms of personnel, there might be delay in terms of portal. Maybe there is need for verification of your result from the Directorate of Examination, for example, now. And the portal is down to do that. They kept all our results on the server, and the server is down at that particular point in time. There's nothing they can do. You have to, all those batch they brought at that particular time have to be on queue until when portal or server will be restored for verification to take place. And when that verification is taking place, there will be personnel to sign. All those things causes delay in the transcript processing and the time to be sent. And also, let's assume, for example, your transcript preparation and application process, everything was done by the headquarters on Friday, maybe around 11-12. If your transcript is to be delivered via courier, DHL, or whatever means, as at that particular time, there is somebody that needs to go and pick the work and send it to courier, or whether courier will be the one to come. I don't know how that stage will be, but I know it's either a personnel in the office will have to go and drop it at the courier office, or they will call for courier office to send a representative to come and pick those work. So whichever the way, the representative that will go and drop the work, the transcript, or that will come and pick the transcript from the from the headquarter office. If the personnel is not available or busy at that particular time, the work might have to be delayed or wait till the next working day. So if it's happened on Friday, for example, the work has to be delayed till Monday. So that means additional 3 days has entered. And when the personnel will resume work on Monday, for example, most people that works in Abuja will know. Most offices doesn't open by 8 a.m. because of the traffic and some other things. Most offices open officially, like you can be able to meet personnel from 9-10 a.m. in the morning because of the traffic life of Abuja. So if the personnel is getting to work maybe by 9, for example, I'm just citing, getting to work by 9, there may be some other things that the personnel might need to do. There might be board meeting or etc. So those things will have to wait until when the personnel have time. So that's just a brief thing I can say about the delay and the duration of a transcript. So now the mode of delivery, mostly sometimes when transcript is to be delivered by the mail, it's often faster. The fact that it's immediately the transcript preparation and all of that thing is completed. Immediately it will be forwarded to the designated email, and which should be delivered within the shorter time frame of, I think, no matter how poor the network and everything might be, under 2 minutes, it will reach the destination. That's one. But when it's to be delivered by hand, in soft copy, in hard copy rather, you have to wait for the duration when they will send it to DHL or courier. So depending. So that's also another factor. Then now, we talk about student copy. A lot of people will be saying when they apply, they need student copy to be sent. I have said it times without number on the group that now does not send student copy. Please, I hope you can all hear me. Let me see reactions from the chat box if you can hear me. If only 3 or 4 people can hear me, that means everyone should be able to hear me so that I will know. If you can hear me, kindly use the chat box too. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So that's about that. So the student copy, like I said earlier in August last year, August, after we graduated in 2022 February. So as at August last year, I noticed that now created a portal. You know, a lot of things are changing now. They created a portal, which is a support at, is it support.edu? Support at nou.edu.ng, I think. So that's a portal which they created, and that portal, you have all the core, it's a complete portal where you can lodge any form of complaint in school. Instead of going to study center, you can lodge complaints to all any form of challenges or issues you are having. So, and once the complaint is lodged, somebody will be there to attend to you within the shortest time frame. To my own estimates and analysis and experiences, notice that within at least on working day, within 12 hours, mostly you'll get response to whatever request or question you post on that platform, using your matric number and some other details that will be required. So the same portal they created, which they uploaded all our results. It could be remembered that in the past, we only have access to the semester results, which we do have at the end of the semester when they release results for the examination. We'll be able to see it, why they will remove the previous semester result. That's what we'll be expressing right from that. Please kindly hold on for me. Let me take a sip of water. Thank you. So that's what we've been experiencing in the past. So, but with this support portal, they uploaded all our results from 100 level till the final date. So, which gave access. As I saw that, upload earlier, then I made an announcement. Please, anytime I announce something in the group, always try to read it and act whenever there is need for it to act. Because when you delay is very dangerous. And when you act on it, it saves time and it saves you from future stress. It's very, very essential for you to. Those announcements I'm making, it's not for me in person. If it is for me, I have access to most information I needed. So any announcement I post in that group is for the benefit of everybody, whether you like it or not. Please kindly hold on for me. I don't know who is calling since. Please kindly hold on for me, please. Just 2 minutes. Sorry, thanks so much. So that's about that. Anytime we see any information or announcement being posted, it might be useful to you or somebody, even though it might not be useful for you for now. In future, it will be of use. So a lot of people did not download the copy of that results on the support portal. Then, which I said, like myself, I have a copy downloaded, which I said, that one can be used as a student copy tentatively for anything you want to do. But now that a lot of people don't have access to it, they have to wait for the copy from the headquarters, which can only be delivered to an organization requesting for it. So that has caused a lot of delay in so many processing for our people. Then also, law book. I announced previously, I think middle last year, that everybody should go back to school, the study center to get their law book, because it's one of the integral components of a transcript. In most cases, some of the organization request that we send your transcript alongside with the either curriculum or syllabus. Well, the syllabus, I've been trying to explain to a lot of people that syllabus is not something, when you are talking about syllabus, it means all the topics that have been taught in each courses. No, that cannot be sent. It's only the curriculum that can be sent. The curriculum comprises of all the courses that everyone offer from the start of the program till the end. So, which is a composition of the transcripts. So, and then for the curriculum to be full, we have both the theoretical and the clinical. The theoretical are the exams we written, all the POP exam we wrote, and we had the results. While the clinical part is the one we had our, clinical practicum, the message practicum, the MCH practicum, and the public health practicum, even including seminar that we had. All those things are part of the clinicals, which have been graded together as part of the curriculum. And without the composition of all those things, the curriculum is not completed. So the likes of CGFNS, on most grounds, do return or reject any transcript being sent without the law book being included. So also another lapses notice in our curriculum is the sense that on so many grounds, our transcripts is not being signed and stamped by the school. There are some organizations that used to reject those transcripts because they are not signed or stamped. Sometimes they might sign it without stamping, and sometimes they might stamp it without signing, depending. And sometimes it might not even come with any. So all these things are part of the reason why transcripts sometimes are being delayed in being delivered. So, and also validity of address. A lot of people that I apply transcripts for, sometimes when I give them the the date and biodata of information which they need to send for the application, under the address, when they write the recipient, they write their name as a recipient, they write their personal house address as recipient address. All those things, when those people that apply by themselves, on most ground, they will just be expecting. In the time past, the academic registrar office will mail back that, okay, your address is not valid. But due to the workload and all that things, once they open it and they see that this thing is not valid, they just fling it sideways and continue with valid one. So I have people that have applied for more than a year ago. Some people have applied 6 months, 8 months ago, and the transcript not being sent till now. So all those things are part of factors sometimes that might cause delay. Then, in terms of the transcript as well, I observed that a number of people have been requesting for personal copy or being sent to this or that. If you need, the only alternative you have for now, if you need transcript as hand, is you can apply via the academic registrar of any university. I observed recently all this College of EdTech, School of Nursing, all those things cannot receive transcripts. So, but if you have any university, even not all the universities, some people will send name. There are factors and there are modalities, criteria for transcript to be sent, application for it to be valid. So not all addresses can receive transcripts and not all personnel can receive transcript. So for example, if you need transcript as hand, you need somebody who works in the office of academic registrar, or you need to know the registrar of a particular university, whom you can utilize the address of such person to apply for transcript. So you just notify the person. Once the transcript is received, you know how to get it from that person. That's one. Then those universities that runs postgraduate courses, you can use the office address of the postgraduate courses to receive the transcript if you know the secretary to the postgraduate course or anybody in that office. But it's not going to be that person's name address. It's going to be office address. Like, for example, now, the secretary or School of Postgraduate Studies, Ahmadu Bello University, you understand, with the name, address, the location, everything of that university that you want to use, that one is valid. the transcript can be delivered if properly applied. So those are the things about the validity of address. Now, the way forward with all these challenges, I would like to take suggestions from people. This time around, I have to congratulate everybody on our success for the refund of the 5,000 convocation fees as a result of our unity to take step, which brought about the the solution to that issue. So I'm quite aware that a number of people are still not being refunded of the 5,000 naira. Though I've told everybody what and what they needed to do, but I'm shocked and surprised. A number of people have been sending me their name, their matric number, and account number in my private wall, and even the group created. A lot of people have been sending. If you send it from there now to tomorrow, there's nobody taking record or taking statistic of it. It's just like we are doing exercise about that. What and what should be done, I've explained that. So that's about that. So this time around on transcript, we need to come together to put our head together and write a comprehensive letter. So we should be able to, at least we need about 5 or 6 letters. And this particular one, we are going to, there's a way we are going to do it. It's not going to be the way we did that of, what's it called? Refund of academic gown fee of 5,000 naira. So we are going to use another pattern. So if the first pattern, if we did not receive any response to that, then we might be able to use another pattern again if that first one failed. So that's about that. The main thing is presently we are going to. Okay, please, those people, you can help those people that are unable to join the Zoom link. The Zoom link should be able to admit about 1,000, I think, because I just subscribed now. It's a subscribed version, it's not a free version. Please let me check the settings. The meeting should be able to admit about 5,000 according to the information for this. So those people that are unable to join, they can join via the Zoom, YouTube link. The YouTube link as well is everybody that joined via that can still be able to listen to whatever we are discussing. So that's the reason, one of the reasons why I created the Zoom live link. Please kindly hold on for me. Let me make another announcement. The YouTube link can still be able to take more. The only thing is that people on YouTube might not be able to they might not be able to talk. Please kindly hold on for me, please. Mr. Tanko, please let everybody, if you have question or you want to ask question, you can raise your hand or use the chat box while I address the WhatsApp group.
No, just to call your attention, some people still want to hear how the explanation on what to do for the 5,000 to be refunded from the chat box.
Okay, that will be addressed later. We won't be able to mark that one with this transit so that we will not waste much of our time on that, because the major topic for tonight is transcript. Hello, Mr. Tanko, sir.
Yes, I've gotten you. Some people said their study center has refused to release their logbook from the chat box.
Okay, well, I'll look for, let me have the list of the centers that are unable to, that refuses, I'm aware about 2. Let's have the list of those centers that refuse to release the logbook. I'll know how to channel it to the appropriate quarters. The main thing is, like my centers now, some of the logbooks are nowhere to be found. So whether you look for it from now till tomorrow, they can't find it. And why some centers still have it. So it's better to get it at hand now that is still available with some centers. So as time goes by, some of the projects were forced to submit. Or that some of our seniors submitted. If you see some of the places where they kept those what's it called, projects work, binded copy under the rain and sun, but it's very disappointing to see that what you labor for and pay for another thing to do that's the location where everything ends. The same thing, most of the center doesn't even have the facility to collate or to keep all those documents, and it's not even their property. Like most of the application for transcript that we're talking about, now they need logbook, and transcript is being prepared by the headquarter, while logbook is right available at the center. So how would the center communicate with the headquarter to submit logbook or to tell them we have it? It's something that's supposed to be student copy. I think I'm having network issue with WhatsApp. So please, Mr. Tanko, help me coordinate question. Let those people that have questions, the way forward now, what we need to do, or if there are challenges regarding this transcript, just feel one. Please don't let us repeat the same question. If somebody has asked a question, let us wait for the time that it will be clarified, please.
Yes, for the transcript, somebody is asking, can I apply for the transcript and use it for and keep it for future?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When you apply for transcripts and it's been delivered based on the address, the information I told you about, transcript cannot be delivered to you in person. Maybe you send your workplace address, you send your other way with the address of university, academic registrar, or school of postgraduate, then scholarship boards. All these education consulting firms, all these firms that process international scholarship for our admission for people. So those organizations can receive a transcript. So once you have it at hand, it becomes unofficial copy. Because normally transcript is a confidential file between the school and any organization that needs it. Certificate is our property, which you can take along with you anywhere, anytime you are going. Nobody will question you, but transcript is a confidential file. Just like a patient taking home his or her case file in the hospital, it's of no use. It's of no use. So that's the same thing with the transcript. So once you have it at hand, it becomes unofficial copy or student copy. So you can use it anywhere you want at a later time, but those areas you use it will be the area when they are requesting for unofficial copy or student copy. That's when you can use it. So, and even if you use it on most ground, they will still require you. They will still require you to send official copy of that transcript on many ground. So that's that. So whether you have it at hand or not, it remains your student copy. So far it gets to your hand. Transcript officially supposed to be from the school directly to the organization that needs it. Any other questions, sir?
Yes, some people said they're not hearing.
Hello, Mr. Tanko, sir.
Yes, some said they can't hear us again. Maybe it's network.
Those on YouTube, if you're on YouTube, you can ask questions on YouTube. I'll come there to pick the questions. You can raise your hand up if you want to talk. The host, the co-host or admin will unmute you. so that you can.
Somebody is asking about jam regularization. That you should address the issue of jam regularization of admission. I don't know. Questions.
Mr. Tanko, are you still there, sir?
Yes, I'm here.
Question? Anybody raising hands?
Yes. Somebody is saying, so what is the way forward to early receiving of transcriptions? We are in need of it. I feel none is not being fair about attending to their students in all ramifications. That is somebody's opinion.
Okay. Mrs. Agbonta. Okay, Mr. Jogba. You can unmute yourself, sir.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I just want to add something to the transcript. Sir, can you hear me? Hello, sir.
Am I the one not hearing you?
Hello, sir. Your voice is faint. Hello. Can you hear me, sir?
Hello, Mr. Adogba. I can't hear anything from you, but I can see that it's like you're talking.
Okay, they say they can hear me. I think your network or something. Okay, they say they can hear me, so let me just quickly say so that I can.
Please,
all
Mr.
right.
Adogba, I can't hear you. Is it from your end or from my hand? Let me allow somebody else to confirm. Mrs. Agbonta, you are welcome. You can unmute yourself and speak, ma'am. Okay, please, I need to. I don't know, maybe it's from my YouTube channel that I'm using together.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, everyone.
We can't.
Kindly hold on.
I can't hear from my end again.
Kindly hold on.
Hello, sir.
Let me log out from the meeting and rejoin.
I can't hear again. No.
Hold on, please.
But I can hear you, Mr. Tanko.
I'm actually hearing you very far. I don't know what is the issue now.
Okay, they said I can hear clearly. I think the problem is coming from you, sir. Because your voice is kind of faint. I think it's your network.
I think so too. I can hear you, but very far. I think it should be a network from my end. But you can.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Just go ahead. Since others are listening, I can hear you.
Okay. Regarding the transcript, I just want to add to some of what the president has said. I think I've processed transcript for a lot of students so far, and the major problem I have seen was from the address, the destinations, and if the destination isn't correct, if the address is not correct, the truth of the matter is, if you are lucky, they can bring back the transcript to the school. But if you are not lucky, your money is gone. The courier will not bring the document back. And I've tried everything possible I could to get the transcript on a copy. Now refused. So if we can actually verify the address very well, Because some of these courier services, once they don't get your location, a lot of them don't bring back the information. They'll just dump it in their office. Because cost of bringing it back, they are looking for who will foot it. So I think if we can actually get our address very well, it will help. It will go a long way. And just as Presido said, it's between 4 to 6 weeks. Sometimes take up to 2 months for you to get your transcript. And if you apply transcript, if you don't get a mail, because I discovered that a lot of people don't even check if they receive a notification mail or not. If you don't get a mail that application has been launched, just know that your application was not successful. Let me use that word. Because if you apply for transcript, they'll definitely send you a mail. So if you don't see that mail, just know that it wasn't successful. But if you see that mail, that is the first step. And from that mail you receive, you start counting your minimum 5 weeks. After that 5 weeks, all you need to do is to contact your address that you are expecting document. And you tell them to start checking from at least a date that is equivalent to 4 weeks. Let them check their incoming mails. That is incoming information they receive, the document they receive from approximately date that is equivalent to 4 weeks. So they can check to 5 weeks, 6 weeks. If they don't see, you call back again, let them check. Because this is a government and not private, private school. Even in no school can give you, I've never seen any school that you got in your transcript in less than 4 weeks. I've not. You have to use leg before you can even get it earlier than requested. So as it is, if we can work on our address, and Open University does not give transcript to any institution less than university, because I think I've done for 4 persons that say they want College of Health. Some say school, College of Health in the East. Anything less than university, they don't send transcripts to them. So I just want to add, my main point is let us be very sure of the address we are sending the transcript to, so that we don't end up wasting our money. And what we need to do, I'll have that personal discussion with Presido, because I don't want to use government institution. I don't want to say some things that, as he said earlier, I don't know how many people that are listening to us. So I'll have the personal discussion with him on how we can follow up the transcript. The bottom line is just to follow up the transcript. Once you follow it up, you definitely know the status. And the thing that, even if we are going to write to them, I'll suggest we add them that once the application is successful, they should please send us the tracking code. With the tracking code, you can track where your transcript, tracking code from the courier service, to be precise. At least you can track your documents. If you have the tracking code, you know where it is at the appropriate time. So that is what I want to add to what the president has said. And if there's any other thing, to follow up, you have to visit the school. That is just it. You have to visit headquarters. There's no 2 ways about it. We can use the institution address, but make sure that the institution address you are using, you must be very sure that the address is valid. You must be very sure you are familiar with the office of the person you are using his address. Let me give one example. I helped someone to apply, someone that was going to Kenya. The transcript actually got to Kenya, quite okay. But the address you use, the person hid the transcript, because they say the person is a nurse, because they say the person is trying to come and take up their job, because the person is coming with a degree and the person in that office does not have a degree. So if you are sending an office or sending an address of somebody, be sure that the person can give you your documents. Because if the person cannot give you a document, it is gone. Once Open University have sent it and they receive a notification from the courier that it has been delivered, your money is gone. The business between you and them on that particular transaction is done.
Mission accomplished.
Yes, sir. So that is it. So let us, if we're using address, let us be very, very sure that we can get that document from that office. So that is what I want to add. If there's another thing, I'll request for permission to talk. Thank you for the opportunity.
Right. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Oga Jogba, for that valid addition. President is back. Thank you, sir.
Like what Mr. Jogba said and I said earlier. In fact, some people that have applied for, the form that is available on the portal, that's the same information I do post to them. When I post it, when some people write address, in fact, even myself, I will be unable to even say A or B, to even be able to distinguish between those addresses. Some people, when you are even asking for clarification, they just do anyhow they want. One, on the address line, let me just open back to the link so that I can have accurate information at hand. Come in, please. So like on the application page now, okay, for example, now let me start from here. When they ask for what's it called, year of graduation, a number of people you do tell me they graduated since 2020, believing their final exam was written in 2020. Some people will say 2021, January. The date of your graduation is exactly the same date that is written on your certificate. Not the date you finish your final paper. That's not the date of graduation. Even on the application page on some of the agencies that we apply to, maybe for work, for studies or everything, some people made a lot of mistakes writing the date of their last paper as the date of their graduation. That's not it. The date of graduation is the exact date that is written on your certificate, which is the date Senate release your name on graduation list. So for the graduation date, always check your certificate to confirm. A close colleague of mine was telling me, is it not 2 days ago that the date of graduation should be we spent 7 years in the program, blah, blah, blah. And at the end of the day, how are we now going to say it's 5 years program? The program starts from where? Check your admission date when you are admitted. That's whether you start your program the same year. For example, now for somebody that gained admission last year in 2022, and did not start the program in 2022, and the person is starting in 2023. So the admission year still remains 2022, not 2023 that the person starts. Because on your admission letter, the date there reads 2022. Likewise, the graduation date, check your certificate. Some people do write the date of convocation as well. I've come across different of such. It's not the date of a convocation, and it's not also the date you wrote your final paper. It's the exact date written on your certificate. That's one. Then talking in terms of recipient, a lot of people do write their own name or the name of one officer, Mrs. So-so or Dr. So-so. They can never submit that. They can never honor that. So the best thing, Dr. So-so is holding a particular office. Maybe it's the one director of admission or admission officer in so-so office. Then name and office address. Some people used to write their own personal office address or their house address. It will not be honored. Then even the address, there are structure in which you write the address. For example, now let's say Nigerian address. When they are saying Nigeria address, you are saying, what's it called? Maitama Abuja. So where should they trace? Where in Maitama is the thing going to? There are house number, there are street road, maybe Amadu Bello Way, number 26 Amadu Bello Way, Maitama Abuja, for example, FCT, Nigeria. So on each address as well, the town, they used to write town. For example, a lot of people, in fact, they can't even disagree the town when they are making their application. For example, you are applying to Federal University of Technology, Akure now. For transcript to be sent there. The town remains Akure, but a lot of people will just write Federal University of Technology, Akure, as the name of the institution. That's the name of the institution. But under the address, they will not even include Akure as part of the town. Then there is something called postal code. A lot of people used to write that postal code. Can I even remember what people used to write? Some people used to write +234. Some people used to write, there are different things that I can't really even remember all that people used to write. And then some people used to write PMB or PO Box. It's not PO Box, it's not PMB. Postal code is a Google Map. It's a Google Map location. Just there's something we call a longitude and latitude for people that still remember geography. With longitude and latitude, if they give you longitude and latitude of a particular location, when you view map on it, it will take you directly to that location without stress. Even when you are typing house number 25 something something, Google Map might still not be able to locate it. But with longitude and latitude, easily to bring it up. Likewise, the postal code. The postal code is an area code for a certain area. For example, now in Ondo State, now Akure, the state capital now, I think we are having about 5 or 10, between 5 to 10 different postal codes for Akure. So depending on the location of Akure where you want to track or trace, that will bring out the postal code of that exact location. So when you are applying, always get the postal code. For example, if you're applying for a university now, maybe University College Hospital Ibadan, for example, or you are University of Ibadan, you are applying there, and you just type University of Ibadan. Just type it there on Google Map. It will bring you this, what's it called, the postal code. The postal code for Nigeria, in most cases, I think I observed it has been 6 digits. 6 digits. Then for outside the country, in most cases, depending on each country, some of them used to, the Nigeria own is 6 digits, all numbers, no alphabets. But for foreign countries, I've observed that some of them do have some alphabets, included. But the main thing is any organization that needed the transcript, they used to send the address that the transcript should be forwarded to. Then also in the address, I also that some of the organization, for example, now the likes of Joseph, is it Joseph Sini? Yes, Joseph Sini, CGFNS, West, and SEX. They have 2 addresses. If you are delivering the address by mail like you are mailing it, I'm not talking about email address, maybe by all this post office or whatever, my post, they have a separate address. Also, if you are sending it via courier or DHL, they have another address, which are different. So if you misplace the 2, like what Mr. Jogba said, the transcript will be prepared by the school, sent, but it won't reach the destination. And you continue to complain that they've not received. And the organization will be asking you that they've not received as well, not knowing what was actually wrong. So a lot of people have faced a lot of things. That's one of the reasons why I include this thing as part of my services earlier on, because when I look at, and a lot of people will just come to collect information, take it to cyber cafe, and at the end of the day, I'll still be the one to solve the problem that will be created by the cafe. So that's one of the reasons why I say, okay, anybody that wants to apply, it's better you send it. Let me do the application for you at a token. So that's about that. Then also in terms of the address as well, I observed that sometimes an institution might have different address. They might have different address, but they might have a specific address where transcript is to be sent. So we need to get this thing, right before we apply. So I would like to stop there in terms of address because of our time. Now we're talking about the way forward. I don't know, maybe anybody has other question on the forum. Let me check the chat.
Yeah, some people are asking, can you apply and keep the transcript for future use?
Yes, I've answered that. You can apply and keep it for future use. But once you apply and the transcript gets to your hand, it becomes unofficial copy. So if you are applying now, for example, and they sent it to you, it gets to your hand, it's your personal copy. So if any organization, some organization will require to send student copy or unofficial copy, you can use that one. But the organization will still apply, will still require you to reapply for official copy to be sent to you. So the transcript is just like handing over exam questions to students. Like, okay, Mr. Jogba, this is the exam you want to write this semester. These are the questions. Just help me keep it. You know, it cannot be trusted, because normally you're supposed not to have access to the exam questions. So, but the moment it gets to your hand, to me, or officially, it has become a past question. So far it gets to your hand. So likewise, the transcript, so far transcript gets to your hand, it becomes unofficial copy. So when you have it, you send it to any organization that needs it, later on, they will still request for official copy from the school. And then sometimes some of the organizations that we apply transcript to that requires our transcript, sometimes they need transcript verification as well. So after you apply and they've sent the transcript, they will still require you to pay a verification fee. I think verification fee is 15,000, which you still need to pay again after the official application. So that's about that. Let me quickly.
Someone is still asking about the format of application for transcript.
The format is already on the account. What's it called? On the school website. Organization that want to use it, we've explained all what we need to explain. The column, all the information that are required there need to be. So, and if you need assistance, you can contact as well on WhatsApp.
So some are actually asking questions outside transcript. So that's why I'm
no. The topic is about transcripts. I want to read from the chat box if there are messages. I cannot see the live chat. Some people sent messages previously, but on YouTube channel, but I can't see any currently. Please, those people on YouTube channel, you can drop your messages again. If you sent message previously, I can't see any currently. So back to the major topic, let's go to the way forward.
Somebody is suggesting a way forward as making the school to designate an officer as a contact person after application that can always address concerns.
I can see a message here. Please, the transcript sent by now did not include my logbook. Did you send your logbook during the time of application? If you did not send your logbook, now cannot send your logbook because your logbook is not with the headquarters. So can school just, where is this message? Okay. Can school just send it through official email address? School used to send through official email address, but the official email address, the format for it, the one that acceptable has been written on the website. There is not, like now, for example, now, if I'm working with the headquarters or if I'm working with the school, with my name, if they want to give me official email will be, okay, let me utilize the HOD's, email, for example. HOD is josephshew@noun.edu.ng. That's our official email. So if you are sending a transcript, if you are sending such an email for transcript to be sent, according to the NOW format, they will not honor such. It's an official email, but a personal official email. But rather, office of the HOD is an official office, which is not a personal email. So if there is something like HOD, for example, now, at NOUN, HOD Nursing Science at noun.edu.ng, that's an official office email, different from josephshew@noun.edu.ng. I just use that one to cite as an example. Is a soft copy, is a log, you need to, your logbook is supposed to be scanned and put together from the from the front page, I would advise, with the preliminary pages and then all the pages that you filled for the 3 practicums signed, you scan them and then arrange them in a single PDF file to be sent together. So, and I observe a lot of people, you need to compress your file because there is a maximum maximum file size that can be sent via the application portal. So those people that want, then sometimes those people that have accounts, maybe with some of the agency, organization, or institution that require transcripts, you can use your password. You can use your password, send your username and password with the link to log in. A lot of people have been asking them for the link to log in, but they are even confused on this. So the main thing is, better than you doing the wrong application is a token. I think I'll look into some other things to assist after this meeting. I'll look into some other things to incorporate as well. I still need to discuss with Mr. Jogba, and I think Mr. Tankol as well. We need to have a formidable efforts or team put together so that we can be able to address some things. So rather than you doing the wrong thing or getting the whole thing mishandled, it's better you consult for professional services. It's just with a token. It doesn't cost much. That's about that. And for some people going to study center for transcript, there, you don't have any business with the study center again after you've graduated. So that's about that. Then the way forward now, what do you think? What are the areas we think? What are the things you think we can do? I have my own suggestion, but let me hear from everybody first. Mrs. Agbonta, you've been raising your hand, sis, please. You can unmute yourself and speak.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
I didn't really start from, I didn't come up with them. I want to, as if you can throw more light on this transcript. I mean, where to apply and how to apply. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I couldn't get your question, man. Sorry, you are not audible enough.
Okay, I said I didn't come up on time, so I want to, as if you can throw more light on this transcript of the thing, how to apply the amount and how to go about it.
Okay. I just explained it now. The process is explained on the portal, and we've taken time to expatiate more on some areas where a lot of people make mistakes. And no matter how we explain as well, a lot of people will still not be able to do it on their own. A lot of people will still not be able to do it on their own. So the best is when you need the services, you can private chat. You can private chat. So you'll be given the adequate guide on what and what to be done. And then also I observed something. If you have not created an account with NMC and license renewal page, you will have issue when you are applying for transcript or verification. Presently, I observed some people did not even have PUF forms submitted right from 2017 till now. Non-state council have moved from the level of a manual renewal to online renewal. A lot of people are having issue with verification of their license because they don't have accounts with the license renewal page. And also a lot of people have not even have the the PUF form filled since. So and without the PUF form, there's no how you can create an account with license renewal. And when you are creating an account with license renewal for any of the services, be expecting an estimate of 2 months because of the workload. As we are having workload in in NOUN concerning transcripts, same way it is in license renewal for NNC and then verification of license as well. The workload is much. And even when you have complaint, the man that has been assisting us before has refused to accept a one-on-one message. So presently you have to channel your message or complaint through the support portal, which might take 2 months before it's addressed. So that's about that, ma'am. So the way forward now, let me quickly read through the chat box on the live, YouTube channel. I've gone to school for my logbook, but can't be found. So for those people that couldn't find their logbook in the school, if you can still get a new one from the school or anyhow, you can quickly fill. And once you fill your logbook, please take note of this important information. Please, if you have scanned your copy of logbook in the past, or you're about to do the scanning now, the moment you scan it finish, ensure you compress the PDF file, save it in your, your email, and ensure that it's an important email which you cannot forget the password. For those people that do forget password, please, I may advise you to use your phone number as your password in anything. It's not possible for you to make mistake in typing your phone number. But when you use, for example, use blessing as your phone, as your password. If your blessing in password, when you are typing, starts with capital letter, but by the time you want to log in and you are using small letter, it won't go. If your blessing is in capital letter and you are using small letter, it won't go. In all those, password is something that is case sensitive. Some people will write password like maybe blessing now. They will write it as if they are doing essay and letter writing. They will put full stop, they will put comma when they are setting password. But by the time they want to log in, they will not put that comma and our full stop again. And they'll be saying it's telling them a correct password. All those things, we need to take note of it. So the logbook, the soft copy, save it in your mail. In fact, the soft copy is even more valid and important than the hard copy. If you can save it effectively, please take note of this. I applied for official copy. That's Mrs. Ayeni for official copy of transcript before, but I need the student copy. Do I need to pay again? Yes, you need, each time you are applying for transcripts, to anybody, you need to pay again. Each time you are applying. Last year I applied for 6 transcripts, and I paid 6 good times for it. So each time you are applying, you need to pay on it. There is no date of birth on transcripts. From Mrs. Fadila Bashir, please, what about the issue of NYS exemption letter? We are addressing a transcript, NYS exemption letter has been addressed in the group. You can check the group chat. People on certificates, you can address me, Mrs. Edo Otes. You can chat me on the WhatsApp for your certificates. Your certificates will be, we'll search for it and you get it, ma. Mrs. Miriam, please, sir, if you use my hospital official email, it cannot be sent to your hospital. It can't be sent to your hospital. It's only academic institution like what I explained previously. Sorry, those, okay, I've attended to all the messages on YouTube channel. Back to Zoom. Let me check if there are some other messages. Okay, the study center couldn't find my logbook when I made the initial application for transcript, but I later sent my logbook and now has delayed sending my current transcript for 3 months now, despite my forwarding the queries from organization requesting for. Well, you can chat me on WhatsApp, Madam Faithful. You can chat me on WhatsApp. Let us review your situation. So that's about that. Who is still raising hand up? Okay. Madam Lillian, you can unmute yourself, ma, briefly, so that you can go to way forward.
Good evening, Presto, and good evening, everyone. Please, my input is this. All right. Many nursing schools now, I know that they're now using, not many of them now are using courier services. I mean, as long as when you apply for the as long as you have like a formal and official email address of the organization or the scholarship board or whatever, or the school you are applying for, they will send it through the email of the school or the scholarship board. So I'm thinking it should be easier like that than using the courier service. It takes long with them, but with email, they will just have to send it through the official line of the school or the whatever board you are using. So I think using the email is safer. It's more quicker than using the courier services. So that's my input. Many nursing schools are using it now.
Thank you so much. One is that transcript application, you are the one to decide. Is the instruction you give to the school that the school will follow. So school has never refused to send via email. The only transcript that I applied that they sent out of the 6, the only transcript that was sent last year out of the 6 transcripts I applied for was sent via email. And in fact, it wasn't easy for me. Like I said earlier, I got it within 24 hours, but it wasn't easy. And it's not a part I can toll again for anybody, because I had to put so many directors at work to start doing what they ought not to do for me. It wasn't easy. So it was sent via mail. So if you gave the instruction during the time of application that it should be sent through email, it will be sent through the email, but not the validity of the mail that can receive transcripts as explained on the portal and as explained by myself previously some minutes ago. It's not just anyhow email. If you send anyhow email, it won't be honored. So that's that. Mrs. Ekaba, you can unmute yourself. After this, I think I need to move to way forward. Any question or complaint, we can address that in my private wall or on the group.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for this meeting.
Good
My
evening,
question is on certificates. The people that just graduated in 2023.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, sir. Hello,
Kindly
sir.
shut me, ma'am. Kindly shut me, ma'am. What's up for that?
I don't know your number.
You can request for my number for anybody, ma'am.
What is the name I will ask for? What's your name, sir?
Prince Aremu. Or you can share the chat box of.
I've asked you before. You did not answer me the question now.
When?
Immediately this issue of graduation started, that we collected certificate, I told you.
Okay, let me hear the question, ma'am.
We are giving pass. In the list they sent, they wrote pass with merit, pass with credit,
okay,
pass
ma'am.
with distinction.
I got you, ma'am. You know, one thing is, anytime you want to chat with me, some people will drop message, they will say hi, they will go. You know, I have a number of messages on my phone to attend to. By the time I say hi, I might believe this person is still typing message. It's not done yet. I'll close it. While I will address somebody that needed an urgent issue and the person has tabled the request, I will address that one. Some people will drop good morning. If I don't have time, sometimes if I say good morning, I'll just open it, I'll close, I'll go back. And some people will take permission that they want to discuss with me. You don't need to take permission to discuss with me. Whatever you need or you want to address, just drop the message. The moment I read it, I address it immediately. And if I can't address it, I'll tell you, remind me. But by the time you drop message or you say you are requesting for permission to chat with me. So by the time you come back to see my message that you should go on, I might have been attending to another thing. Then issue sometimes when I don't reply message, it might be message which I've replied or attended to severally in a group. And I will check your profile that you are in that group. If you're in that group and I've addressed it, I will not reply. That's one thing. The issue of pass with credits, I created about 3 groups. One of the graduates was sent to Abuja, the headquarters then, and he met with them and discussed on certain things. When the issue of pass with credits or there are differences between disparity between what was written on the graduation list and certificates came on board. I address everybody in the group as well. But a lot of people do not read what I sent, and a lot of people do not even follow what I sent. So, you know, sometimes when you are just making a complaint continuously, the continuous complaints do not bring solution. And the solution that has been tabled is not being followed. The next for me would be to keep quiet and watch everybody. And sometimes I might require some people to do some certain things. Maybe when there is a particular challenge, I might say, okay, let us look for people who can volunteer to type name or coordinates. If there are no people and I'm busy at that particular time, I have to fold my hands watching. That's that, man. Like I said earlier, if you have issue with certificates, anything, everybody's supposed to lodge complaint at the venue of the collection of that certificate that day. Then a number of people that are complaining about certificates, passing merit, passing credits, etc. One, some people said they saw people with first class, second class, upper, lower, whatsoever. Those people with first class, second class, lower among the BNSC, they are all BNSC old. They are all BNSC old. They are not BNSC new. All the BNSC new from the 2015 year of admission, BS, pass with credits, merit or whatsoever. Then for those people that said whatever they got in what's it called, graduation is different from what they have on certificate. With the analysis made from the office of the HOD, the calculation of the CGPA is 10% of year 1 and year 2. Whatever you have in year 1 and year 2 is 10% in the overall. In year 2 and year 3, I think that one is 20%. Why? There is a way they calculate it. I can't really remember, but there's a way they calculate it. So it's not just the overall calculation we have. And when you have the calculation in the new format, 60% is credits, from 60% and above. From 70% and above is distinction. While from 50% to 59% is what's it called? Is with merit. So there's a way they calculate. And by the time some people are saying they have 3.8 CGPA, fine. A lot of people do pass well in the first year of program, first and second year of program. As you ascend the hill or the levels in the program, the grade starts falling. So when somebody have majority of the distinctions be in year 1 and year 2, which carries just only 10%, you know, it goes no way compared to the remaining percentage where the major, just like saying something like the what's it called, just concluded presidential election now. If somebody win 10 states, for example, now, this 10 states, the total population for the 10 states is just maybe around 200,000 population. And another person win maybe 2 states. And the 2 states, each state is amounting about 2 million votes in each of the states. You know, the 2 states is more than that of the 10 states when combined together. So it's not just about what we calculated in the past. I've posted the CMAS, that's the new curriculum mode of grading being released by the, what's it called? By the NUC. I posted it across all the group, and the calculation, how it was done and how they arrive at the grading has been said. So if there is a disparity after calculating in the new format, you can utilize the support box to chat the academic office to complain. That's about that. So I think we should go to, what's it called? The way forward now. We spend most time here. So the way forward, is there anybody with suggestion, idea on what and what we need to do? Please, we need to round up quickly so that everybody can go to relax. Do you have idea on what and what you think we should do? Or I should just go ahead to read my own suggestion and opinion here? Do we have anybody with suggestion, opinion, or?
Everybody is saying go ahead.
Okay. Okay, ma. All right, thank you, sir. So in my own opinion now, these are my suggestions. We will need to create a group. I think I will do that between, I can't really say tomorrow is workers' day. I need to represent some of the meeting. I think between now and Wednesday, I will try to create a group. So I will send the link and announcement across all the groups. So let everybody join that group. We will be in need of volunteers to write letter. We need about 5 different letters, minimum of 5 different letters. We need volunteers to write the letter together. We'll draft it, we'll review it together. Then we will need to be selective. We will need to select some people that will send the letter. It won't be everybody that will send the letter. Then the letter will not go to all mails. There are selective emails which I will work on, those emails that are concerned in policy making. So I'll bring those emails out there. We'll send the first batch. Let's look at what response we'll get. If there is no response, then we can go in mass to send the mass message, just like the way we used to do across. And I believe our Vice Chancellor is a progress-loving man and a man with listening ears who always listen to whatever the children are saying. So that's about that. That's the first stage now. The second stage is among the things we need to address is that, one, the duration of the transcript. I don't know. Do anybody among us have the estimate of some of the institutions around, whether private, public school, the duration of time which the transcript can be sent, or they've been getting their transcripts? I know for some of the School of Nursing, mostly you can get it within 3 days, within a week. It's what you can get in some of the School of Nursing. But I'm talking about universities now. Other universities, do we have people that have idea or rough estimate of duration of time it can take? You know, whenever I want to present our case, we need to have the fact at hand so that we'll be able to cite a tenable examples. So I'm saying from somebody here 2 weeks. Do you know the name of
some people mentioned 2 weeks earlier on, that there are some institutions 2 weeks.
Yes, in that group, please, everybody need to participate. The 2 weeks, those institutions that do send within 2 weeks, let us have them so that we can be able to have facts at hand. So in those institutions, but on the group that I will create for this Transcript Affairs, let us state it. For example, now, maybe Ahmadu Bello University is 1 week. Put it, don't just write 1 week, don't just write ABU. ABU 1 week minimum. or maximum. Let us put it there, or range of time from 2 weeks to 3 weeks. Let us put them there. That is one. And that's in terms of the duration of the program. So then, secondly, like what duration do we think? We let everybody use the chatbot now, please. Everyone should utilize the chatbot. What estimate do we think, if we are proposing our own, do we think we should put? So I can say from Madam Idaosa Benson, 2 weeks maximum. So let others make comment, please. Our own suggestion of 2 weeks maximum. Okay. 1 to 2 weeks. Well, the 1 week I cannot guarantee, but it's still something. So, okay, let's put into consideration that most people do manual application. Yes. Okay, it's a suggestion. So to me now, 2 weeks majority, 4 weeks minority. So 2 to 4 weeks. Babcock 4 weeks. Okay, those duration, for those people that are mentioning the name of the institution, you need to furnish us with those information when we create the group, so that we'll be able to fix it in our letters. So that's about that concerning duration. Now, we'll be moving to
Sorry, sir. Let me just chip in something, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, I understand we are saying 2 weeks, 4 weeks. Let's put into consideration that one, national headquarters is short-staffed.
Sure.
So that we'll not present what is not feasible.
Sure.
And some of these could are given 2 weeks. Most of them do manual application, and you would give tips to some people before they can run around for you. This one, you don't know who is running around for you. But if you want to get someone that is running around for you, you have to come to the headquarters and be seeing them one after the other. So I suggest if we are presenting a suggestion, it should be something that is feasible.
Sure.
So that we don't put in something that they will not implement. So in my own suggestion, I feel that if it is 6 weeks, let it be 6 weeks. So that will give them enough time. Instead of saying 3 weeks or 2 weeks. It is not feasible at all. Let just tell us the truth. 3 weeks is not feasible. So anybody that comes to headquarters will know that, thank God, President is familiar with headquarters. They know that almost all the offices there is your staff. So
the same way we experience in our hospitals.
Exactly.
somebody is saying now she increase the staff working in the units.
It's funny.
As far as my hospital is concerned, I'm the only one working in the entire general hospital, all the wards, covering all the shifts. So wow. I've complained to the government on several occasions, my player nothing to be done. To me, to be sincere and to be candid, with the factors which I'm aware about in the headquarters, 4 to 6 weeks is still tenable. It's still okay. But 6 weeks might be too long. But 4 weeks is still okay to me. But another factor we should look at is that the aspect of the staff doing the work. Like the office of the, what is it called? The registrar now. Some people send some messages to me. I just read some messages. Sometimes when I don't even know what to say, sometimes I'll just read message, I will close it back. Like, I need fresh air for now. Let me take fresh air so that I can there could be enough oxygen circulated to the brain for me to be able to answer those questions. You know, some people will just say they've applied since and this, they've not sent, they've not. Even when you apply, like, okay, the time should be short. Like, okay, you might want to do 1 or 2 things, like, okay, you want to cut the duration of the time. Like I explained, you are still meeting queue as you want the time to be cut, reduced. Some people are still on queue, which you will still meet on queue, number 1. Number 2, some staff might not be on seats. Maybe probably they have board meeting, they have other official assignments outside the school, outside station, or whatever, which they might need to go and do. They might be having Senate meeting. All those things will affect the work they're supposed to do. So sometimes some factors, somebody just contacted me, I think some days ago, and was telling me she was able to negotiate whatever. And the duration given to her has already doubled. The duration she has spent waiting has already doubled the duration, estimate duration given to her for the time cut short. And I was like, see, all these things, these people are even trying to call the time and whatever. So that's about that. So to me, 4 weeks is still okay if they will accept that. Then, like what I said in January, if you're applying for transcript, except this arbiter of 18 that I know their own duration of time is something that is very short. Based on the newly introduced program, I think they gave 2 weeks or whatever. So except their own that I know is very short. If you're applying for school in transcript, for admission in school, you are applying for transcript, maybe for Joseph Sene, CGFNS, whatever. You don't need to wait until the time they need it before you start applying. For example, now, if you're applying for admission now, September admission, if you want to apply for admission, you only apply for June admission. You might not be able to make up. Apply for September batch. There's a way some of the countries, they slash the admission session. Some of them have winter, autumn, summer, whatever, which is either March, June, September, December. I think those are the range of time I think I've been able to master about the admission process. So if you're applying for September admission, for example, you won't wait till August before you apply for transcripts. Start your process now, apply now. When you are picking your duration of, the semester to resume. And the September admission time is not that September that they will do the admission. September is the resumption time. Admission process might have been concluded by August. So which means if you apply your transcript by now, between now and July, your transcript will have been ready and sent to the school that needed the transcript, no matter how the whole situation will be, which will still meet up. So let us also try from our own end as well to apply yearly. So, and then apply properly as well. One thing is to apply yearly, another thing is to apply properly. Then also, I think one of the factors which we still need to discuss as well with the school is the tracking code. Sometimes they do send the tracking code on request. If you contact, even some people that have applied for since, some of them have not been able to get tracking code. And tracking code can only be available when the transcript has been sent via courier. That's when you can get the tracking code. So we should mandate that the transcript code should be, the tracking code should be sent via the mail. The same way they send acknowledgement mail when you apply. So when the transcript is sent, the tracking code should be sent along to the email that you use to apply. So we should request for that, please. When we are writing a letter, try to remind me. Though I've documented it here, but try to remind me. So the tracking code should be made available for all transcripts. They should not wait until when we request for it. Then secondly, English language proficiency. A lot of people have been asking for English language proficiency, this and that. They should send this. How would they get it? Mostly, I know they do. It's very easy to get when you apply for transcript. And if you did not apply for transcript and you still want it, you need to write an application letter. Please take note of this, everyone. I might not be able to come again to this topic in future time. When you are applying for English proficiency letter, English language proficiency letter, I do not have the format at hand, and there's no format anywhere. Whatever I want to say now is just my own opinion based on how official things should be done. You need to write it an official letter. So when you are writing it, you are addressed by the right, the address of the institution by the left. So you are writing you are addressing the academic registrar office. That's the office that will write on your behalf the letter of English proficiency. So you, dear sir or dear ma, application for English proficiency letter. So that will be the heading. Then you introduce yourself. When you are introducing yourself, you introduce yourself, I, your surname, your first name, then your middle name will follow. A graduate of so institution, which is NOUN, graduated in so year, 2022, 2023, or whatever year you graduate, you put it there. And remember the year of graduation, as I said earlier, is the year on your certificate, not the year you wrote your last paper, not the year you had, not the date you have your convocation. Is the date written on your certificate? That's the date of graduation. You need to write it. Graduated so date from so departments, and I studied so course. So you indicate it. So and you write further that okay, I apply to a particular institution, maybe Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, or what's the name of this? What's it called? Or Wembley University, Manchester City. You write the name of the institution there, that you apply there for admission. They require that the institution you had your degree should send your English letter proficiency, indicating that you were taught, all your courses were taught in English for the duration you had your studies, one, and two, that all your materials were written in English as well. So then once you are done, whatever the body of the letter will be, you close it with closing remark, thanks in anticipation, thanks for what's it called, prompt response and intervention, etc., depending on whatever you want to write. Then yours faithfully, you comma, then you sign, you write your name, your phone number, and your email. Then remember, please, I forgot this, in the body of the letter, when you are writing the name of the institution or organization that requested for the English proficiency, remember to put the address of that institution there. And it is better, you are writing English letter proficiency, now they should send it. You cannot write a physical address, because if you are writing physical address, it will have to follow courier. Then who is paying for the courier services or DHL services? Nobody will pay for that, because you did not pay for, what's it called, for English proficiency letter, except on the ground that you apply for transcripts. That one is tenable, because they are going to send your transcripts and alongside the same document with your, what's it called, English proficiency letter. But in case you are applying for English proficiency letter, it is better you get the official email of that organization or the institution. So that solves the problem. Instead, if you write a physical address, there's no how they will send it, because you did not pay for courier service. So and when you apply, you are sending it to the academic registrar office. The email, you apply, you write the letter, not handwritten, you type it, after typing, you print it out, you sign, then with your dates, you scan it and you send the scan copy to the academic registrar office. So that's about the English language proficiency. Then talking about the logbook, everybody needs to work on his or her logbook starting from now without delay. Everybody needs to work on it. I've been trying all possible best to get a soft copy of the logbook. I contacted the headquarters. As of last year, I couldn't get it. It's a BNSC old that I got. I got the soft copy for the BNSC old. But for the BNSC new, I couldn't get the soft copy. The soft copy would have been better. But as for many of you that can still reach out to the school to get new copy, you can still get it and fill it accordingly. And those schools that refuses to release the logbook based on whatever reason, please let me know the name, the list. I think I'm going to create a group for that as well. So let us know the list of those schools so that you can follow the list. We can forward the list to the appropriate quarters, and then probably a circular or a memo will be sent to them to read so that they can know they should release the logbook. So that's about that. Then, like I explained previously, you need to scan the logbook starting from the front page. And when you are scanning, please, another mistake. The logbook is an official document. A lot of people used to scan logbook, they use their phone to scan it. I'm not saying you cannot use your phone, but the document you are scanning with your phone should be something that is presentable. Some people will scan, you'll be seeing their hands on the document they scan. You'll be seeing their legs. You'll be seeing other materials, maybe other biro and other textbook or any other thing on top of what the document they scan. So it's not terrible. And some of the document they will scan it with phone in a slanted form. And I remember somebody recently, there is a way, most of us will remember there's an icon on the phone camera. If you are using phone camera, you can mirror. So some people will mirror their camera. So you know the way all our Muslim brethren used to write their own, their own Arabic letters. They used to start from the right to the left, but on the English book, if you are writing on any book aside Arabic, we start from the left to the right, but Arabic starts from the right to the left. So the same way was how the writings on the scan copy documents was. So it's not official. Ensure you do it accordingly. If you cannot use your phone, don't know how to use it, use your computer. I mean, use where you can, all this cyber cafe where you can easily scan and they'll put it in a single file PDF. And make sure when you, after converting it to PDF, ensure the PDF file doesn't go beyond 18 MB or 20 MB. If you're uploading on the, what's it called? On the transcript application page, it used to reject some size. And also, if you want to save the copy, like I said, save the copy of that logbook in your mailbox for future references and title it logbook, now BNSC logbook 2022 or 2023. So that if you want to search easily, you can easily search and get it. Use that title as a, what's it called, as a topic of the message or the subject of the mail you want to send. You mail it to yourself. If your mail is jogba@gmail.com, for example, by the time you open your mail, you compose mail, where do you want us to send it to? You still type your own personal mail address there, jogba@gmail.com. So the topic or the subject will be now BNSC logbook 2022 or 2023. You upload the file, you send it, it's saved there. So that's about that. So if the file size is more than 25 MB, Gmail or any email address will not accept it for upload. So that's about that. Then in terms of the student copy as well, there is something okay, sir. Okay, sir. So in terms of the student's copy, there is something I think of. So let us all reason together concerning this. I think if you can still negotiate with our people, our officers at the airport through our letter, they can still be able to look into this. And I believe the incumbent vice chancellor is somebody that listens a lot to suggestion and idea. So in the time past, according to what I heard from history, when I tried to find this, it was said that some students used to manipulate a copy of any document given to them. That's one of the reasons why they removed the full result in the time past from student portal. So you can only have access to current semester results, and by another semester, they will have to remove it. In the sense that some students will go and print the result on the portal, they will edit it, manipulate it one way or the other, and they will go and present it. So the main thing is that should not be a yardstick to stop the access to student copy. If a portal can be created, maybe possibly still the support portal. For those people that have graduated, they will prepare it in a student copy transcript form, put it on that portal, which we can have access to, download it at our convenience. Maybe anybody needs the student copy, any organization request for it. You can easily log into that portal, download it and send. And the moment they release that, if I thought they grant this and they release the portal, please, the moment you access the portal, download your copy, save it in your mail. Like myself, I already have my own copy in my mail, right from August last year. I save it in my mail, I save it in all my devices, so which is very difficult to lose. So if they accept that one, it will be a plus to us. They should not just because some people have abused the process in the past and now put an end to it. They should help us to review it. One. Then two, I don't know if you can suggest, probably they might put a token, maybe a sum of 5,000 naira, like the student copy I got now from my school of all this RN program. I think I paid 5,000 naira for it, for the student copy. So even if it warrants some certain amount to be paid, which should, to me, I don't think it should be more than 5,000 naira, payable through remitter for you to access that portal. And the 5,000 naira should be just one single payment. It's not like maybe anytime you want to access the portal for download, you need to pay 5,000. No, it should just be one-time payments. If you have activated it via your payment, you can download anytime. So you can always access it anytime as well. It should be done in such a manner, payable via remitter. If they will look at it at that, I don't know if we support this idea of introducing money, or we should just propose our request for the student copy to be made available on the portal, which you don't need to apply for it. The student copy should not be something you need to apply before you get. They should just make it available. NOUN, according to the motto, is work and learn. at your convenience. Convenient, reliable, and whatsoever, transparent. So they should just make it convenient and reliable for us to access the student copy as well. So that's my suggestion. I don't know if anybody have any contribution, addition, subtraction to what I've said. In terms of monetizing the student copy, maybe a maximum of 5,000 naira payable via remitter to access the portal. So I don't know if you have any contribution. Please let us discuss this so that we can go to bed.
I think we should request that if they can make it available for us in the portal.
Yes. We should not put the aspect of the monetization.
Yes, let's be silent about the aspect of the money. If they bring it up, fine. We can now go with it. But if we start with money, they may now increase it more than 5,000.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Any other contribution, please? Our time is fast spent.
I think just to have said, some internet fraudster is one that caused the manipulation of the results. And I think the thing happened, it was, I'm trying to remember the exact month it happened, but it was around 2021 or 2020, yeah, around 2021. It was involved with some staff. They manipulated some results and they got caught. So that was one of the reasons, according to what I heard, that was one of the reasons they pulled it. So I think if, to my own opinion, I'm not sure if it will fly, if we are going to suggest it with suggest, but I want to ask to the suggestion, if they can make it accessible at the study center for the students, that anytime you come there, you'll be able to have access to your results. I think that one is more better. We'll add it to our initial suggestion to make it available on student portal. Because as it is, a lot of things happen. Before, when we're in school, before you could access almost first semester, second semester, even first semester, that is the exam that is not your level. But now I think before we graduated, I think it's now only your level, that level, and even I think that's semester I was talking about. So this was because some students that are in 100 level, because their courses were not much, they used to register for up to 200 level. And before you know, under 3 years, they are done with the whole course. So I think that was why they removed it. There was an abuse. And in that same exam result, too, abuse came into it. And one thing I heard the VC talking one time, like they are trying to make it in such a way that Open University has suffered so much stereotype. So they're trying to make it in such a way that it be more standard and even more better in terms of how do I put it? In terms of confidential information, secured confidential information, so that in years to come, people will look at Open University as the best, not one of the best, as the best in the country, because they are equating it with other open universities in the European countries that still stand as the best in terms of operation. So I think they're trying to build an image for the school. So to me, I would suggest that if they can make it available at the student study center level, where students can walk into the exam, the examination department or thereabout, and have access to they will print it for the students. It will be fine, because definitely you know that people will manipulate the results. People will definitely some people can actually form their transcript from it. Because I there was one time, I think in 2019, that somebody that time, the time they were giving transcript by hand, they caught somebody that forged his own transcript. The person just used the format of what they have of another person and created his own results from the whole thing. So if we are presenting something, let's present something that is valid, that you not see as if we are trying to bring room for maybe how do I put it? Malpractice. Yeah, let me use that word, malpractice, because definitely people will abuse. So that's just my suggestion, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that suggestion, but let me also say something also. You know, manipulation can never stop as far as we are together. Even in US, I think I read some reports some times ago with some personnel RN were caught with a forged result in United States. Not forged result from Nigeria, but forged results, RN certificate from some boards of nurses in US. So manipulation, because of manipulation, we won't stop some things permanently because of manipulation. Even with the with the format they are putting in place now, which seems to be standard, a lot of students are still having their transcript as hand. We have some guys, so all this some guys, I wouldn't, okay, sorry. I already said it that I will try to be discreet on some certain things. We have some people that have their ways of getting the transcript at hand. Maybe probably, for example, I have my brother or my uncle as a VC, what is it called? As a registrar of an institution. If I apply through, I can get my transcript. And the copy at hand, I can easily use it for anything I want. I can edit or manipulate anything I want there. So the transcript is a student's copy. We're not saying the official copy should be made available to students. No. It's the student copy boldly written on it, the student's copy. So any organization that collects that still need to request for the official copy sent directly from the school to that organization. So if there is now controversy on that, then such a student or graduate should be held responsible, accountable for the alteration. So just like with the way we have our certificate now, that a lot of people are having false certificates. Does that stop school from producing certificate? No. The school is still producing certificate and they still issue it. The main thing is any organization that wants to collect certificate from you still have the obligation to verify the certificate from that institution. We receive an information from so person. The name is Jogba Musa. He said he's a graduate of so institution, of your institution, and he said he graduated so year. Yes. Now it's the duty of the school to look through their record. Is it truly they have Jogba Musa on their, what's it called, on their server? Yes. Is it truly that he studied the CERT program? Yes. Is it truly he graduated in 2020? In 2020? No, he did not graduate in 2020. It's 2022 he graduated. Correction has been made on that. So you understand? So those one, to me, I believe it should not still be a yardstick to remove the access to the student copy via the portal. 1. 2, reason why I'm not too fully in support of a study center is, these are study centers, the way they behave. Sometimes it's a funny way, most of the time we are the one, like recently now when they release a list of NYC exemption, people that have issue that their name will not come out. When they released that list, I saw it. A lot of people were attacking the post I made, like they've gotten to their center, their director said there's nothing like that, it's a fake, is this or that. I just look, I smile. I did not say anything. Until somebody from my center went to my director. So the director said, okay, let me confirm. The director now called somebody in Nakuru that a student is here and was saying so things concerning NYC that the names that had issues. So like, what is going on? So the person from the headquarters now told the director that, Oga, they've made you since 5 days ago. All the directors and some other officials in the center has been mailed 5 days ago concerning this. Didn't you read your mail? It was then that the director opened the mail and read the mail. Lo and behold, the message had been sent since 5 days prior that time, and the director did not even bother to read. So, information, and then even to get us the way some of them react or respond, but it's not something encouraging. It's not something encouraging. So that's also another factor which we should look into, probably later in the time of drafting the letter. We should be able to reason together as well in which one we'll be able to use. Or maybe we should just position the two options to them. But to me, the first option would have been the most valid option and easy option for us if they can accept that. So that's about that. I don't know, maybe any other person still have questions, suggestion, contribution. Any other suggestion, question, so that let us round it up. Somebody is asking by standard, does English language proficiency letter always be? It's not always. You request for it. If they are sending, if they are sending transcript from Nigeria to, to US, if US did not indicate that English proficiency letter, if you did not indicate it during your application, they cannot send it. So you need to indicate that English proficiency letter is needed, if you need it. Somebody is saying study center is a no-going area. Some of them are too hostile, yes. Any other question, contribution? Let us go to bed early. We've all tried. I really appreciate. I think the statistic we had about 100 on Telegram, on YouTube, on Zoom. Then on the live chat, we had about 40-something people, which is, let me say, estimate of 150 participants. Though the turnout is low, but still better. So I'll be creating a group between tonight and Tuesday. So, and I will announce that group, let everybody join. And once everybody join, please, it's not a group to complain. Please, I'm begging. It is a group to act. I know the complaint of everybody. And no matter the complaint you are having, some other people are having a similar complaint. It's because of those complaints that I call for this meeting. Please, once you join that group, don't complain on any kind. We are taking steps and action on the way forward, not to complain. Please, please, I'm begging. So that will be that. So any other question, any other contribution? In the absence of none, can somebody pray for us briefly, closing prayer? Okay, Madam Tessie, closing prayer, please. You can unmute yourself from your end. Madam Tessie, you can unmute yourself, Sama.
Hello. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Please, sir, before I pray,
okay,
I just want to chip in something concerning, maybe you can still tell others that are still in the system, that are still in school, about my experience also.
Okay.
I noticed my certificate, the name wasn't set correctly. It has not really for my certificate, it has been on and I've been seeing it. And anytime I go to study center to tell them, how do I do this? What do I do for it to be changed? They will tell me, come when the graduation list come out. Come immediately, graduation list come out, and write the name that you want to be written on your certificate. That's what they have been telling me ever since I've been in school. So when the graduation list came out and I met them, I wrote the name out. Still, they corrected one. The other one, they didn't correct. I think I told you about what I'm saying now. They didn't correct. So I had to go to Abuja by myself to make the complaint, and it was rectified. So when I got there, I said, why is it that we have to wait until graduation list come out before our name will be corrected? No, it's not even me that I will ask the question. It was the academic registrar that said, why are you doing this now? This is what you would have done before. I said, I said, do you know that things, I've noticed this thing, I've been disturbing them in school. They will tell me, let the graduation list come out before I will come and write the correct name. And now you are telling me this. Can you imagine? At least this is what I would have solved for years I've been in school. So I not told him, I said, let me tell you, it's really will the students that normally tell them what they should do. I don't know, they don't even know what they are supposed to do, especially in the study centers. But for my own, I can call the name. My papa, oh, is so annoying. So I don't know how you still help us. Probably tell others if they are having anything. So the guy now told me that he showed me some letters that was written to them concerning correction of name. Those people are still in school. I said, can you imagine? I wish I knew. I would have written and sent to them, maybe directly by myself. So that they should still know, in order for them not to fall a victim the way I was, because I have to travel down to Abuja and came back. So that is it.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma. Concerning the group has been furnishing everybody with adequate, timely information. In fact, if anybody should follow those information and announcements, it's not like I used to say, it's not for me. As I'm here now, if you still ask me some information from 100 level, I will still be able to provide them. Not that they are useful to me, but it's always painful sometimes. Those people that the information are useful to, they don't take it serious until it affects them. So, when like a teacher in the class, you've taught this topic, you've asked questions, you are done. You've led that level, but now from 100 level work, you are now in 400 level work. The students are still referring you back to the work that they've written exam for. Fine. I know sometimes you might need to make reference, but it shouldn't be everybody. But in a group where you're having maybe about 200 members, out of the 200 members, less than 10% got the information or followed the information. Look at this issue of the student's copy. As at August 3rd, I remember, 2022, they released that and I saw it immediately. I downloaded my own and I created that announcement. I sent it across. Everybody should do it without any delay. And lo and behold, the thing was on the portal because they just created that portal then, which they migrated all results, both people that graduated and those people that remained. And I had a suspicion that they might remove it for those people that graduated. Immediately I downloaded my own, I created the announcement, I sent it across. Everybody should act immediately. But lo and behold, a lot of people read it without acting. And then I discovered that some people can't read messages that are too long, they find it difficult. That's the reason why we created 2 groups. Presently, if you're not seeing yourself in 2 groups, one is chat group and one is information group. If you're not seeing yourself in those 2 groups, you are not yet in our group. The announcements group is strictly for announcement presently, restricted. You cannot chat there. It's only admin that can post. So if you are looking for any information you can easily scroll through any information. You only see announcement there. But the chat group, if announcement should come there, other messages might not allow you to be able to read through all. So, and some people used to complain that the announcement messages are too long. To me, when there is an information, I used to digest it and process it in a better way that will be understanding. There are some of that will be understandable to everybody. There are some of the information that will not even be understandable. They might just write a short message from the headquarters about it. But I will have to break it down to the taste and level which people can complain. But a lot of people will still not be able to read, saying that the messages are long. What about myself that I sat myself down to read, type those messages? It's not easy as well. For the changing of name, I can still remember if Mr. Jogba he was very instrumental in terms of change of name. I can still remember vividly then. It was activities which we schedule a whole, I think about 5 or 6 months to do then. At my underlevel days, then I abbreviated one of my name. I don't want to write the full name deliberately when I was applying. It was when I was in underlevel second semester that somebody was telling me the implication of that from his own experience. He said he ought to have graduated, that he's done with all the courses, but because of that name, he couldn't graduate. It was then I understand that there is implication in the abbreviation of name or any name that you want to correct. They said it's not easy to correct him now. I didn't have time throughout 100 level, 200 level. It was my 300 level second semester that I got time. I was like, this, I need to address it too. I went to the courts. Nobody gave me any format. I did everything myself, like having a thought of what and what can back my proof. that this name should be written in full is my name. So, and I got everything done. Lo and behold, without knowing anybody, I just sent it normally. Without knowing anybody, within 3 weeks, it was done and the name changed. So it's because I did this according to how I would do. Sometimes when you even give people guideline of what they will do something else. Mr. Jogba scheduled his time and all that thing too. In fact, I think then the national pay for all the expenses and all other things at early stage, but later on when people are not coming on board on time and they are not complying and the workload was much, we're like, okay, what we can do? Those people that are coming late, they should just pay for the cost of photocopy and printing, which the person to submit will take, we use for all those activities. But lo and behold, a lot of people after paying, I think it's someone, is it up to 500 naira per head say that they paid for the printout of a court affidavit, newspaper, marriage certificate, all those other certificates, admission letters, etc. 500 naira, I think 500, or I can't really remember that, but it was a token. But the complaint that people started making then is that they paid. So since now, they've not even seen anything affecting as exchange. So the whole thing was frustrating, despite the fact telling them that the office is busy, they should just hold on, that we will do the follow-up. When they refuse to hear or listen to us, all we need to do, we have to just close that group up. We close the group, let everybody keep on checking their portal. If the scene changes, fine. If they did not see, they should go to their study center or whatsoever. So that's it. We furnish everybody with adequate information. Madam Tessie, you can go ahead and unmute yourself now for the closing prayer. I really appreciate everybody for their time. Madam Tessie, you have the floor, ma'am. You can unmute yourself, ma'am.
I've been trying to unmute myself. Okay. Father, in the name of Jesus,
Amen.
we thank you for this which you have done for us. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for this opportunity, oh God, to come to your presence this evening. Father, we say, be thou exalted in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Father, Lord, Jehovah Nissi, Jehovah Jireh, thank you, God, for the organizers of this, oh God, for bringing it, oh God, to our knowledge on what we are expecting to get in the school and also after school. Father, we thank you for the wisdom, oh God, I have given unto them. Receive all glory in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Father, we commit, oh God, all the students, the graduates into your hands, and also the ones in school. Father, Lord, give them a positive memory, oh God, in the name of Jesus. And we also that are blessed in school, God, whatsoever, oh God, we want to use, oh God, our certificate for, oh God, shall be for your own glory in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Father, in the name that is above every other name, is there anywhere we are heard against you? Have mercy on us, O God, in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Father, Lord, in the name that is above every other name, oh God, that we have deliberated on this evening, O God. Father, even as we present it, O God, to the authorities, O God, it shall be a quick response, O God, in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Father, Lord, we give you all the glory because you are a great God. Receive all glory, receive all honor in the name of Jesus. Even as we go to bed this evening, O God, be with us, O God, guide us, protect us, O God, in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Thank you for everything you have done.
Thank you,
Receive all
Lord.
glory, all honor, for in Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. Everybody, you can unmute yourself from your end.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
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 Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello. Yes, sir. Hey, Mashigon.